power of Grayskull.
They're the heroes for. In this day and age, who could ask for more?
Hello, Bots and Books fans, this is Scorp1701, and welcome to Day 2 of the Bodacious Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 40th Anniversary Week-Long Review Spectacular! Yes, this is a special event that is highlighting some of the coolest, newest Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the shelves today, and some put out specifically in honor of the 40th anniversary of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and some not so much, like tonight's offering, which is the Turtles of Grayskull Raphael. Now this is an awesome toy line featuring the crossover between Masters of the Universe and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now, this is not specifically put out because of the Turtles' 40th anniversary, but because it's new and we've been reviewing the line, I knew it would be a great addition to our week-long spectacular. And this is the third turtle that we have reviewed. First off, we had Leonardo, then Donatello to make up Wave 1, and now we are moving into Wave 2 with Raphael. And let's jump into this awesome packaging. As you can see, it is done on a very nice blister card, just like the previous two Turtles of Grayskull. You have He-Man up here, you have Leonardo, Turtles of Grayskull, Raphael, hard-headed size specialist, and you can see Raphael in the packaging here. You have Masters of the Universe, X Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You have Mattel down here at the bottom right, and that is so cool. Coming around to the back of the blister card, at the very top you have Masters of the Universe, and then you have the Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles sign again. You have a beautiful piece of artwork with Raphael fighting Faker or Slaker. I can't remember what they called him, but that is a really cool. Skeletor and Shredder looking off in the background. Snake Mountain there. That is really awesome. Coming down, you do get a little bit of read-up of what's going on, so you could pause the video there, read that to your heart's content. But we must be moving downward. You can see some awesome product shots and some other figures in this line, which would include Ram Man, Beastman, and Shredder. You have some credits for the box down here and an awesome barcode if that will help you find this figure on the shelves. So that is it for the back of the packaging and pretty much the packaging in itself. Nothing really on the bottom in case you're wondering. I do want to be complete about these things. And that is it. No one wants to see Raphael in the package. I know you don't. So let's get Raphael out and see how much of a hardhead he really is. And here we have Raphael out of the package. And out of the package, he stands approximately 6 inches tall. He comes with an awesome comic book. It is now volume 2, so the last time we reviewed these guys, we only had volume 1, so now we have a second comic book to take a look at later on. He comes with some awesome psi weapons, and he also comes with this little schematic that tells you how many pieces he can be broken into. Because he is basically the same as a Masters of the Universe Origins figure, he can break into a lot of parts. But we will look at all of his accessories a little later. First off, I want to take a closer look at this hard-headed hothead himself. So to get a better look at Raphael, I went ahead and removed his armor and helmet. And underneath the helmet, we have an awesome turtle head sculpt. And because it is Raphael, we have a very light green skin tone. Now this is common to the Raphaels, even all the way back to the first Ninja Turtle toy. Raphael always had the lightest skin tone. You also have your awesome red bandana stretching across his eyes, which are nice white pearlescent. Got a little bit of ridges right here between them, giving that little angry look. I like that. Coming down, he does have just a line for his mouth, no teeth showing, which I think may be a missed opportunity there. Coming around to the back of the head sculpt, you can see his bandana, and it stretches all the way down to the midpoint of his back, which is a little bit of exaggeration. And it comes down to 2 wavy sections. I like that. If we can move that around, you can see this back. He does have the same kind of molded in turtle shell that we got with Leonardo and Donatello. You do get the copyright material there, which is kind of freaky, but I don't know, at least they're consistent. Coming around to the front of the turtle, we do have that awesome orangish yellow ab section, and he has been working out. I guess if you're going to be with the Masters of the Universe, you're going to have to be buff. You have some different details in there when you can see the different sections in the ab. Coming down the arms, you do have these nice red bracers, and they do have little studs in there. I do like the color. Coming down to his midsection, he has some brown trunks and some belt molded in there, like it's very Masters of the Universe-ish. Coming down to some nice green legs and to some spats, as it were, some nice red-topped fuzzy boots with some burgundy brownish red straps, so that is really neat. Coming to the bottom of the feet, you do have some peg holes and some more copyright material right there. And taking a look at the back of the figure again, there is nothing that you would not expect for this figure. Yeah, very nice. I like him. Very Ninja Turtle-ish, if not Battletoad-ish, because again, he would look like a Battletoad if I didn't know any better. All right. And that is what your Raphael is going to look like. Moving on. And for our articulation, starting at the head can go around 360 degrees. It can wiggle left, it can wiggle right, it can go up, it can go down. You do get a lot of cool motion with this head. Coming to the back of the head, to the bandana, it can go around 360 degrees, so wherever you want to pose it on Raphael, you can do that. Coming to the shoulders can come up from the body and then back down. They can go around 360 degrees. You do not have a bicep rotation, but you do have an elbow bend. Now, it's not 90 degrees exactly, it's just short because I think the joint is really muscly and big and thick, so you can't really get it up there, but that's okay. The elbow bend is built also into a forearm rotation, 360 degrees there. Coming down to the hand can go around 360 degrees, and it's hinged, so it can hinge in, it can hinge out, it can hinge up and down depending on where you have it located. Coming to the center of the body, you do have a 360 degree waist rotation. Coming down to the legs can go up just a little bit. They can't go back because the butt gets in the way. You do get a little bit more motion out to the side, which is good. Do have 360 degrees of thigh rotation if you want to use that. Coming down to the hidden knee joint right behind the knee, and that will get you almost 90 degrees because that is a little better than the elbow, and I like that range. And that also is built into a lower leg rotation, 360 degrees, bringing you down to the boot, which is another 360 degrees until you come to the foot, which is hinged, and it goes up a long way, down a long way, and it can rotate around the world 360 degrees. So that is pretty neat. He is a little limited in his arm articulation, but he can pretty much do whatever you want him to do and get in whatever pose that you would like. And that is going to be Raphael's articulation. Moving on. And now it's time to get Raphael all armored up. So, taking a look at his armor, we will start by putting on his awesome skirt piece and taking a look at the belt skirt armor. It is very nicely done. You can see it is done in 2 colors. You have a bright red up here for the waist section with the nice details. You got a turtle shell there and a lot of different studs here and some squares to the side, and coming around to the back you got the squares and the stud theme again. I like that, and that brings you down to the skirt piece, which is done in this burgundy red type coloring. It is nice soft plastic. You do got a lot of cool design there. And yeah, it's pretty neat. And to get this onto Raphael, you'll bring Raphael out. Let's zoom out just a little bit. And the best way, and the only way really to get this on, is to break him in two at the waist. And just put it down here. And that will just snap back together. And there he has his waist skirt on. So that is really cool. All right, let's get some more armor. And coming to Raphael's chest armor, it's really nicely done, if a bit bulky. It's done in a nice gray silverish plastic. You got some red here for some, I guess, armor plates, and that comes down to some nice little straps. Going around to the back, you got some studs, and then you have these two holes, which I'll explain in just a minute, but if you've seen the other two videos, you know what goes there. And you have some nice studs up here at the collar. And to get this on to Raphael, the best way to do it is just to rip his head off and just slide the armor down. Now, there isn't any need to worry about the arms getting in the way. There is plenty of clearance for the armor just to slide down. And the red section of the belts will kind of lay on top of the red skirt piece, so it looks like it is actually going down in there when it's not. So go ahead and replace your head. And now you have him with his chest armor. That is pretty neat. All right, let's get something on those shoulders. And Raphael comes with one shoulder pad. Now, it is interchangeable and can go on either shoulder, but if you want to be how it is in the package, it will go on his left arm. And the easiest way to do that is just slide it up his arm, and it will fit right into place right there under the main armor. So that is really cool. I like that. If you're so inclined to have him with the armor on, so that will give him a little bit of protection on this arm. I don't know about this arm. I guess he was just going to be fighting with his left side. And that brings us to the last piece of armor, which is this nicely done helmet. It is really cool. You got a lot of studs right here. Nice mask type helmet that comes down to on the face. You do get a little bit of battle damage, looks like, molded into the sculpt with a whole bunch of studs here. Going around to the back, some more cuts and gashes in it. I like that. And on the top, you get a very nice bright red turtle shell motif. That is very cool. And what you'll do with this is bring your Raphael out. Let's zoom out so we can see him. And it is designed to where you will know that the bandana can fit through this slot and not cause any obstruction, and it'll fit right nicely onto his head. And there you have Raphael all armored up, and that is pretty cool. So he's very reminiscent of Ram Man. I don't know if he would just bend down and hit people with his head. I mean, he is hard-headed, and they make it a point to say that, but it is pretty cool, and that is going to be Raphael in his armor. And now, about those two holes on the back, that will bring us to the turtle shell. Now, this is the standard turtle shell, which is a lot better than the one that is molded onto the back of the figure. It is brown, and it is done in a lot of cool sections that you can see. Has a black belt going across and a weapon holder for one of his size. And if you look on the inside, you do have a handle here, so he can use this as a shield if you were so inclined, but I will never do that because these two little pegs will port into the back of his armor and act as his real shell. And in my opinion, that is how he is best displayed. So I don't know, I mean, it's good and playable as a shield, but he's a Ninja Turtle and he needs a big brown shell on his back. So yeah, okay, moving on. And coming to Raphael's first weapon accessory, you have this, well, I don't want to call it a sai. It's not exactly a sai because it's like 5 times as large as a sai should be, so I guess it's kind of a sai sword is what it would be. You have your 3 blades there, and he could hold this and attack with this, and I bet he can do a lot of damage with this vicious looking thing. And it fits nicely on the back of his shell, so that is cool. And this is going to be his sai sword weapon. And for Raphael's final weapon, he has this huge arm sai. So yeah, it's really nice. You got 3 large blades here, and it is built onto this large base with some red and some silver stud work, and you can see that this is a molded right hand, and you can take Raphael and attach it to his right hand, and you could leave the hand on. I don't see any difference in there, but it fits right on there, and wow, he can really go to attacking like that. That is so cool. I guess that explains why he doesn't need any armor on his right hand, because he's going to be mostly attacking with this huge honking sai weapon. So wow, that is really neat. All right, and that is going to be Raphael's weapons. If you are looking for a set of sais for your Raphael to hold, I would recommend the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Classic Series Raphael. You know, this monstrosity. But anyway, these sais are a good size for the Turtles of Grayskull Raphael, and they look really good. They've got the red handles like his fist size, so yeah, I think that would match, and they're really good and look good in the hands. They might be a little tight, but if you whittle down the handle and repaint it, I think it will be fine. But that's just my opinion. You're more than welcome to use whatever size that you have laying around. Moving on. And for comparison, in a group of Raphaels, you can see that he is standing up about the same size as the Masterpiece Turtles. You have, of course, the original Raphael here, the Mutant Mayhem Raphael here, the Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Raphael, the NECA Movie Raphael, the Super 7 Raphael, and the NECA Toon Raphael. And this is a lot of cool Raphaels, and they all have that angry, hot-headed demeanor about them, and that's just some characteristic that's always gonna follow him no matter what medium he is in, and I think that's pretty cool. And for comparison, here you have Raphael with a couple of He-Men. You have the 40th anniversary He-Man, and you have the Cartoon Collection He-Man. And scale-wise, I'm still going to lean towards the 40th anniversary He-Man as being the better scale, but depending on what you want in your collection, the Cartoon He-Man works just as well too. And depends on what you got and what you care about. And for comparison, here you have Leonardo and Donatello joining Raphael, and they are all armored up and ready to take on Skeletor or Shredder or whatever Eternia has to throw at them. And they look really cool with these armor pieces on. This is just a fun set of toys to play with. Alright, moving on. And finally, we come to the awesome Turtles of Grayskull comic book. This is Volume 2, and it is Belly of the Beastman. Now, when we last left our heroes, we had found out that the Turtles have found themselves in Eternia, and they met Man-at-Arms and Teela, and He-Man had been captured and mutated by Skeletor and Krang. It was terrible. Now, as we come to the second volume, we open it up and we find a little recap of He-Man's story, and the Turtles are still listening to Man-at-Arms. There is a little bit of petty bickering between Leonardo and Raphael, and then all of a sudden Beastman appears. Roar! Teela takes him out with ease, and they capture him, and they want to know what the deal is, and Beastman tells the story how Krang and Shredder came and met with Skeletor and tempted Skeletor with this ooze, And there was all these alliances made, but Beastman didn't trust them, and he saw that his friends get mutated like Merman and Trapjaw. And he didn't really trust Krang's intentions, and he would like to join forces with Man-at-Arms and Teela because he knows where He-Man is and he can help them get He-Man free. And they are very skeptical of his intentions, but Teela, Leonardo, Michelangelo, and Raphael follow Beastman into the unknown, while Donatello and Man-at-Arms stay behind to work on a special project. And so Beastman leads them down into the sewers and out into a trap! Oh my gosh, is anybody surprised by that? So anyway, they are led in this arena type where Shredder and Skeletor sick the mutated Merman, Ram-Man, Moss-Man, Slaker, and pretty much everybody else that they've got against them. And then all of a sudden He-Man joins the fray, and it looks like they're going to be completely destroyed when all of a sudden Donatello and Men-at-Arms special project arrives. Yes, it is the combined Roboto Metalhead robot known as Metalbato. And he goes in and helps the heroes escape. Then the heroes talk about re-engineering the mutagens so they could save everybody, and all of a sudden they decide they needed a place to go and hang out. To do that, and Teela suggests, let's go to Castle Grayskull. So yeah, it is a pretty fun, exciting read. On the back of the comic, you have the figures in Wave 2, which is the same ones that we saw on the back of the packaging. Ram-Man, Beastman, Raphael, and Shredder. So that is pretty neat. And that is Volume 2 of the Turtles of Grayskull, Belly of the Beast Man. So if you're interested in that and you want to read it more in depth and see it and own it yourself, grab up a Wave 2 figure and the story can be yours. All right, and that is your comic book. Moving on. And this has been the Masters of the Universe Turtles of Grayskull, Raphael. And this awesome crossover between Masters of the Universe and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles continues to release awesome figures that are so fun to play with. Now, Raphael here is similar to the other turtles in the fact that he is covered with armor, but you can take it off to get a more traditional turtle if you're so inclined. I do like the design of him. He is kind of a mashup with Ram Man, and I like the fact that his helmet can come off, unlike Donatello's. I think that is a very cool feature. The weapons are really neat. They're not your traditional Raphael weapons, but it kind of has a more fantasy feel for it instead of like a ninja feel. And the sculpt and mold of Raphael is great. It's larger than your normal Ninja Turtle, but I think it needs to be if it's going to try to compete with the He-Man series. The colors are great. The articulation is good, except when he has his armor on, obviously it's going to be hindered, so you can't get him in such dynamic poses. And the comic book story continues to be interesting and an intriguing read as well. So not anything bad I can say about this guy. He is a definite pickup if you're collecting this line, and I'm happy to add this guy to my collection, as strange a collection as it is. And if you are looking for Raphael here, he should be on the shelves right now at your local Walmarts or Targets, and he'll go anywhere between $20 to $25 depending on where you pick him up. So if you're looking, happy hunting. And that's going to wrap it up for day 2 of the Bodacious Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 40th Anniversary Week-Long Review Spectacular. I hope you enjoyed the review. Come back tomorrow when we will take a look at some more awesome Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle toys, because we still got 3 more awesome days of this spectacular to go. Alright guys, have a great night, and until next time, keep playing.
Ninja Turtles.